Yo people, it's actually Rak-Su here, and the prime card is just around the corner, and the fight we're going to be talking about in this video is WALID Sharks versus DEEN the Great. Now, this is going to be an absolute monster of a fight. When they went at it for the first time, personally, I think it was my favorite fight that I've ever watched within this space. I can't lie to you. From the 3 knockdowns that DEEN suffered to then coming back to beat WALID with a punch from the gods, like, it was just incredible. And as personalities, they are both small men, but they have got huge egos, huge voices. It just makes for such a brilliant concoction and build up, and I cannot wait to see it happen again. I think from the moment that happened, right, which was somewhat controversial, when you look at WALID as he got stopped, he clearly wasn't completely, what's the word, incapacitated? I don't even know if that's a word or not, but it looked like he was capable of carrying on, but he made the cardinal sin of turning around and turning his back on the referee, which meant that he had to stop it. Now, speaking to WALID afterwards, he said that he has never been knocked down before, and he just didn't understand what he had to do or what he couldn't do in that scenario. So he was looking to speak to his coaches who were outside of the ring to obviously get some advice before it started again. And in that process, he turned around and it got stopped. But it definitely didn't look like there was no way that he could continue. So for him, he thinks it's an early stoppage. If you're DEEN, you're thinking, nah, it's cap. I caught you, you couldn't deal with it, you didn't want any more, you gave up. So both of them have got real legitimate grounds to go into this fight believing that they're going to be able to get it done. Because if you're DEEN, you're going to be thinking, you hit me with your best shots. You dominated me for most of this fight, but you couldn't get rid of me. And when I caught you, I ended it. And if you're WALID, you're thinking, bro, I dominated you for this whole fight. I put you down multiple times. I just had one lapse in concentration, got caught, and didn't know what to do. If it happens again next time, I've got it patterned. There's no way you can beat me. And I think that is what sets it up. They can both look at themselves in the mirror and give themselves real legitimate grounds to believe I am going to win this fight. Mams Taylor, being the head chef and the cook that he is, decided to mix it up and even put the two of them on a tag team together. Somehow they managed to coexist. They managed to coexist and they managed to get a win, although they almost ended up having a brawl at the final bell, even when they were on the same team. But I did hear that they prayed together beforehand, as they both are Muslims, so that means that there is at least some type of mutual respect, and they both have the ability to put aside their differences and focus on what the most important thing is. And I think all of this stuff, the animosity plus the respect, the backstory, the boxing ability on the prime card, is all just going to make for one hell of an entertaining fight. I think the press conference itself is going to be absolutely explosive. WALID cannot ever keep his emotions in check. But there's one thing which could be a variable that has a real impact on this fight, and that's what's been going on in DEEN's personal life. Now, he's been having real issues with his now ex-girlfriend. He was also part of Happy Punch, and he had a very public falling out with Keem. It'll be interesting to know how much of his stuff has actually affected DEEN's mental state, and whether he's been able to lock in and train for this fight in the way that he would have wanted to. Or maybe it's had the opposite effect and it's going to drive him to being more focused than ever, because it's a case of middle fingers up to everybody who didn't believe in me and tried to drag me down. I'm actually going to show you how great I am. WALID, for him, it will be business as usual. He's going to be completely over the top and out of control in the press conference. But when he gets into the ring, he's going to do his thing and he's going to set about his boxing and he's going to try and dominate. For DEEN, he probably needs to channel all of this murky energy into one gargantuan punch, because I do think that WALID is too much of a good boxer for him to be able to deal with. So if I was a betting man, my money is on WALID Sharks. But with the gift of power that DEEN has, always has a puncher's chance. Misfits, the prime card, 14th of October. We'll see you there. Like and subscribe.